of Allegiance will be led by Representative Zokai. Oh, and I had all that time. The House will come to order. Representative Zokai.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Schiebel, please call the roll.
Representatives Bacon. AML Bacon.
Excused.
Barone. Basenecker. Bottoms. Bradfield. Bradley. Brooks. Brown. Caldwell. Camacho. Representative Camacho.
Excused.
Carter. Clifford. Representative Clifford. DeGraff is excused. Duran. English. Espinoza. Foray. Flanell. Froelich. Garcia. Representative Garcia. Garcia Sander. Gilchrist. Goldstein. Gonzalez. Hamrick. Hartsook. Jackson. Johnson. Joseph. Kelty. Representative Kelty. Leader. Lindsay. Rep. Lindsay's excused. Luck. Representative Luck.
Excused.
Lukens. Mabry. Hey. Representative Mabry.
Excused.
Marshall. Rep. Marshall.
Excused.
Martinez. Morrow. McCormick. Wynn. Pascal. Phillips. Richardson. Ricks. Rutinell. Ryden. Sirota. Slaw. Smith. Rep. Soper is excused. Stewart K. Stewart R. Story. Rep. Story is excused. Sukla. Taggart. Titone. Valdez A. Velasco.
Present.
Weinberg. Wilford. Representative Wilford is excused. Winter is excused. Woodrow. Woog. Zokai. And Madam Speaker, thank you.
With 57 present, 8 excused, we do have a quorum. Representative Zokai.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I made it for the pledge this morning. Isn't that exciting?
Yes, thank you.
Madam Speaker, I move that the Journal of Wednesday, February 18, 2026 be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk.
Members, you have heard the motion that the journal be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk. All those in favor say aye. Members, I was unable to hear your full-throated support for this important motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no? No! The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Members, we are going to start with a few announcements and introductions. Representative Hartsook.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Hey, everybody, you see on your desk, you've got a great little bag of goodies. No, there is no alcohol in there. This is non-alcohol. So the Beverage Association, they've down out here in the rotunda from about 8 till 10 till today. These were their gifts to all of us up here, showing just some alternate means for different beverages that are out there. So if you have the chance, rotate down, say hi, and tell them thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you, Representative. Members, we are doing announcements and introductions. Representative Hamrick.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, today the Colorado Association of Gifted and Talented Students is at the Capitol. Many of you have a shadow today. This group works hard to support Colorado's gifted students by training teachers, providing families with information to support their students, and supporting statewide policies that give gifted students access to beneficial programs. If you see our students around, please say hello. The main areas of focus are helping families, educators, and politicians understand gifted children, training teachers and strategies to create classrooms that challenge and engage gifted students, providing families with information on how to advocate for and support the needs of their gifted students, and supporting statewide and national laws that give gifted and talented students access to the appropriate academic and social emotional resources and programs. So again, say hi, please meet them. These are amazing kids. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. If you are a student here today with the Colorado Association of Gifted and Talented, will you please stand up? We'd like to recognize you. Thank you, students. Representative Lukens. Members, if I could ask you to keep your voices down so our announcements can be heard. Representative Lukens.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The House Education Committee will be meeting in room 107 at 1:30 today. We will be hearing House Bill 1146 and 1093.
Thank you. Representative Gilchrist.
Hi, everyone. The Odyssey School of Denver, which is their 4th grade class, which is my oldest daughter's class, is going to be here today. They are not here yet, but when they come, would love everyone to greet them. It's an amazing school. I'm proud to have them today.
Thank you. Representative Wilford.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The State Civic, Military, and Veterans Affairs Committee will be meeting 15 minutes upon adjournment across the street in LSBA to hear House Bills 1149 and 1023. See you there.
Thank you. Representative Woodrow.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, The House Finance Committee will be meeting 10 minutes upon adjournment in room 112 to hear 3 bills, 1046, 1115, 1048, but not in that order. We will be hearing 1046 last. Thank you.
Representative Ricks.
Good morning, colleagues. Business Affairs and Labor will meet at 1:30 today in room 112. We're going to be hearing 3 bills, HB 1010, HB 1180, and then HR 261043. See you there.
Thank you. Representative Valdez.
Hey there. Members of Energy and Environment, we will meet today at 1:30 or upon adjournment of the morning committees to hear 1 bill.
Thank you very much. Representative McCormick.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. House Agriculture, Water, and Natural Resources Committee will meet today, 10 minutes upon adjournment, to hear 3 bills, Senate Bill 10, House Bill 1182, and Senate Bill 52.
Thank you very much. Representative English.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, can I have your attention, please? Colorado families living with serious mental and brain illnesses often find themselves navigating systems that are fragmented, under-resourced, and too often reactive instead of compassionate. Organizations like Colorado Mad Moms bring forward the lived experience of parents, caregivers, and loved ones who refuse to allow their families to fall through the cracks. Their advocacy highlights the urgent need for person-centered, evidence-based behavioral health care, stronger coordination between health, housing, and justice systems, and policies that treat mental illness with dignity rather than criminalization. As legislators, we have a responsibility to listen to those closest to the problem, and I appreciate the voices of families who are working to ensure that Coloradans living with serious mental illness receive the support, treatment, and respect they deserve. And today is the Colorado Mad Moms Advocacy Day, so if I can have them stand and be recognized in the chamber. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Carter.
Where'd we go? She good? Thank you, Madam Speaker. It is a pleasure and an honor to serve with you.
It is a pleasure and honor to serve with you.
All right, people. We are doing today's Hidden Figure, presented to you again by the Black Caucus, Reverend Jesse Jackson, civil rights leader. Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson is one of the most influential leaders of the modern civil rights movement. As a minister, activist, and advocate for economic and racial justice, he devoted his life to expanding opportunity for marginalized communities. Through voter registration efforts, labor advocacy, and education initiatives, Jackson helped empower millions to engage in civic life. His historic presidential campaign in the 1980s also showed that diverse communities could come together to demand change.
A defining part of Jackson's legacy is the Rainbow Coalition, which united people across race, religion, and background around shared goals of equality and fairness. The coalition promoted solidarity among Black communities, working families, immigrants, and young people, emphasizing the power of inclusive vision. Jackson's demonstrated that lasting progress is best and built through unity, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire future generations. Please honor Jesse Jackson.
Thank you, members. Representative Bradley. Representative Bradley.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, today I rise to recognize and formally introduce a very special guest in the chamber, Carissa Aspenez and her mom, Patty Fox. who joins us today alongside her mom. Their family are here in the gallery as my honored guests. On March 28, 2025, Carissa's life was permanently changed when she was catastrophically injured in a hit-and-run crash. She suffered a severe traumatic brain injury and multiple life-altering injuries, and today remains wheelchair-bound, minimally conscious, and dependent on full-time care. Carissa was building a future. She was pursuing her career, her independence, and her dreams. In a single moment, that future was taken from her, but her courage and her family's strength remain. Members, when I brought Carissa's amendment, it was dedicated to her, not only to recognize her, but to affirm that victims who survive catastrophic harm deserve recognition, dignity, and justice equal to those we memorialize. Carissa and Patty are here today not only as guests, but as a powerful reminder that behind every policy debate are real people, real families, and real lives forever changed. Please go introduce yourselves to them. Thank you so much for standing. Thank you.
Thank you, members. Two final announcements. The National Conference of State Legislatures is hosting a meet and greet this Friday morning, tomorrow, on the first floor West Foyer from 8 to 9 a.m. As the only bipartisan organization dedicated solely to America's state legislatures, legislators, and legislative staff, NCSL is our professional association and headquartered here in our very own Denver, Colorado. Our NCSL liaison will be there to share information about NCSL and learn how to be support to all of you. I hope you can swing by and say hi. Another announcement, Representative Stewart will be substituting for Representative English on business affairs and labor for today only. Madam I'm so sorry. Representative Stewart R. will be substituting for Representative English today. Thank you. Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move the following bills be made special orders on February 19th, 2026 at 9:31 a.m. House Bill 1071, House Bill 1034, House Bill 1070, and House Bill 1136.
Seeing no objection, the bills listed by the Majority Leader will be made special orders today, February 19th at 9:31 a.m. Representative English. Members, you have heard the motion. Seeing no objection, Representative English will take the chair.
The committee will come to order. With your unanimous consent, the bills will be read by title unless there's a request for reading a bill at length. Committee reports are printed and in your bill folders. Floor amendments will be shown on the screen, on iLegislate, and in today's folder on your box account. Bills will be laid over upon motion of the majority leader. The court rule is relaxed. Mr. Shebo, can you please read the title of House Bill 1071?
House Bill 1071 by Representative Morrow concerning allowing a local government to locate an automated vehicle identification system on an interstate highway.
Representative Majority Leader Duran.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 1071 and the committee report.
To the committee report. Representative Morrow.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On the committee report, we had a technical amendment removing counties from the verbiage because they do not currently nor have they had in the past jurisdiction. So that was the only amendment we had, and I asked for an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion on the committee report? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of the committee report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The committee report is adopted. To the bill.
I can do a short one.
Majority Leader Duran.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you to my co-prime, Representative Morrow, for working with me on this bill. This bill was brought by a city in my district, Wheat Ridge. Wheat Ridge has seen a lot of traffic incidents in recent years and approached me on finding a solution to keeping our community safe. So just to clarify, the only thing this bill does
Majority
is...
Leader Duran, 1 second, please. Members, we need to hear at the well. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So for clarity, the only thing this bill does is it gives local government a voice. It doesn't change anything else in statute. It doesn't change anything else in the law, and I ask for a yes vote.
Representative Morrow.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, I just wanted to reiterate that this bill does one thing and one thing only, and it allows municipalities in the interstates to have a say. So it's about local control. It doesn't have anything to do with flock cameras or any new technology or any new cameras or anything like that. It does one thing, and it's local control focus, and I ask for an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion? Representative Sukla.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So we listened to this in Transportation, Housing, and Local Government yesterday. Some things about this bill that's very interesting is if you loan your car to somebody and they are the ones that are speeding, you as the owner are going to be the one that gets the speeding ticket. So the owner of the car is the one that gets a speeding ticket. It was brought about that it was all about safety and where you can be on an interstate, and if it goes through a municipality, they can put up the cameras and they can give you the ticket. There would be no points assessed because I think it was a $40 flat fee. I look at this bill as a revenue bill and not as a safety bill. The bill was stated that it was all about safety, so let's talk about safety. If you have somebody that is driving and they're drunk or they're on drugs or they're hauling drugs, it's just going to give them a speeding ticket. And in my opinion, if this was really about safety, what it would be, you would have stopped them, and usually you're going to find a crime that's greater when you stop the speeding than you are just taking their picture to raise revenue for the local government. So the way that I look at this bill is it is a bill based on raising revenue. If it was about safety, we need more officers out there stopping the speeders. And I would suggest a no vote on this bill. Thank you.
Representative Brooks.
Madam Chair, thank you very much. While I do appreciate the discussion about local control, and I would absolutely support everybody kind of remembering that, and then the more we can work towards local control, the better. However, I just want to point out that I think that there's a little variance here that, that I'm uncomfortable with. If it's local control, that's fine, but it's the expansion of government within local control, which then kind of puts two different principles, on a collision course with each other. That sure, it's good that we're allowing cities and counties, but if we're allowing cities and counties to grow the government and grow what they're doing, whether it's monitoring or the activity of levying fines, that's not the kind of local control that I know I'm looking for when I talk about local control. I would not support a growth of government in this particular manner, so I'm going to ask for a no vote on this.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1071? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of House Bill 1071. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. House Bill 1071 is adopted. Mr. Sheba, please read the title of House Bill 1034.
House Bill 1034 by Representatives Johnson and Lukens, also Senator Pelton R., concerning modifications to environmental standards for certain irrigation equipment.
Representative Lukens.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 1034 and the Agriculture Committee report.
To the committee report. Representative Lukens.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This, in the Agriculture Committee, we added an amendment that was requested by CDPHE that struck lines 22 through 26 of the bill to provide additional clarity and avoid unintended regulatory consequences. We ask for a yes vote on the Agriculture Committee report.
Is there any further discussion on the committee report? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of the committee report. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The committee report has been adopted. To the bill. Representative Johnson.
She said your name. Jackson. Johnson. Did you say?
Sorry, what did I say?
Jackson.
Jackson? Oh, my bad. I stand corrected. Representative Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 1034 is a targeted technical fix to the unintended consequences that came from 2023 on a Bill 1161. This bill is not a rollback of any water efficiency goals. It is about making the law workable, enforceable, and practical for Colorado. This law is needed before some of these issues can be resolved administratively, so that way we're making sure we're getting clean legislation out and our folks know what they're supposed to do and we have the enforcement mechanisms able to do that. I urge a yes vote.
Representative Lukens.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 1034 narrowly repeals and corrects the irrigation controller and check valve provisions of a bill from 2023. It restores clear, enforceable framework while preserving Colorado's broader water efficiency goals, and we ask for your yes vote.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1034? Seeing none, the question before us is the Rep. Sukla.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a good bill. This is a bill that gives more freedoms to the people. There was a bill last year that this is cleaning up, and it put a valve body in front of the sprinkler system on a lawn. And it's so simple. Since I used to own a couple of landscape companies, when you put a nozzle on the sprinkler systems, they're color-coded. The color designates how many gallons per minute. And if we're concerned about using too much water, all you got to do is pull up one of the sprinkler heads, look at the valve on there, and then you can times that times the sprinkler heads and know how much water that you're putting out on this lawn. This is a very good bill, and I would suggest voting yes.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1034? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of House Bill 1034. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. House Bill 1034 is adopted. Mr. Sheba, please read the title of House Bill 1070.
House Bill 1070 by Representatives Hartsook and Brown, also Senators Judah and Frizzell, concerning third-party network lease agreements for dental services.
Representative Hartsook.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 1070.
To the bill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So this is a pretty straightforward bill. We ran a bill last year that was opt-in for credit card fees. If you're a provider, right now there's 3 entities in a contract. You have the provider, you have the customer, and you have the insurer. This system here now is saying that if you want to be part of the insurer's ability to release that out, then you opt in. the argument that they want to do is say, no, you have to opt out. If you're a provider and you're a consumer, you don't have time to read through all of those contracts because they're this long. What this does is it puts the control in the hands of the individual healthcare providers and the insured person to decide where their policy goes and who they want to have as their insurer. And that is why we encourage an aye vote to let them make that choice to opt in if they want to do something differently.
Representative Brown.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I want to thank my good colleague from Parker for once again partnering with me on a bill and for including me in this effort. The crux of this bill is really about full engagement and clarity and transparency in the contracting for dental services. It doesn't prohibit leasing from happening. It just acknowledges and affirms a dental provider's right to contract with full knowledge and consent of the contract terms. And we would ask for an aye vote.
Is there any Representative Bottoms?
So I decided to ask my dentist about this particular bill. I asked him while his hands were in my mouth, but I still think he got the actual question correct. But here's what the smaller dentists are saying. This really hinders small dentists, family practices, and things like this. The biggest complaint with major parts of our dentistry across the state is that there's a corporate conglomerate concept that's coming in that's ruling, just like we see in pharmaceutical, just like we see in healthcare, all this kind of stuff. There's this group that comes in and controls everything and forces the little guys out. And that's what my dentist and a few other dentists that I talked to basically said is this hurts us. This does not help us. And so that's from their point of view.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1070? Representative Gonzalez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I come in support for this bill. I like to go to the dentist every 6 months just to have good dental health. I'm working on some partnerships with my dentist in my district, and I think this is important for providers and for people, consumers, to be able to get more choice. So I think more transparency is important. Part of this bill, control and network leasing arrangements by requiring explicit consent and ongoing notification. And I think it also provides providers with clear knowledge of what insurance entities have access to their contracted rates and gives them the ability to decline participation and lease networks without jeopardizing their primary carrier relationship. So I think the importance of providers, I think, play a key role in this. I think the Dental Association is supportive of this. So I encourage and I vote on this bill.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1070? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of House Bill 1070. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. House Bill 1070 is adopted. Mr. Shebo, please read the title of House Bill 1136.
House Bill 1136 by Representatives Lukens and Martinez, also Senator Michelson Janae, concerning the creation of the Pathways to Public Service program in the Department of Personnel.
Representative Lukens.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 1136 and the Education Report.
To the committee report. Representative Lukens.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In the Education Committee, we added an amendment to clarify data and reporting requirements. We ask for your yes vote on the Education Committee report.
Is there any further discussion on the committee report? Seeing none, the question before us is adoption of the committee report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The committee report is adopted. To the bill, Representative Lukens.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 1136 builds on principles of skills-based hiring and work-based learning by recognizing that education does not
One
always...
second, Rep. Lukens. Members, can we please quiet down in the chamber? Thank you. Representative Lukens.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That does not always precede experience. This bill formally establishes Pathways to Public Service program in the Department of Personnel and Administration, ensuring that aspiring students can pursue their education as they work and work to support their educations. We ask for a yes vote.
Representative Martinez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So this is a 2-year endeavor that we've been doing to
to try to build a better pipeline from earning your credential into entering the job force. So under this bill, the department will work with individual secondary schools, institutions of higher education, community colleges, and workforce centers on voluntary basis to identify individual courses at every educational level that will help, along with lived experience to qualify for qualified job candidates for entry-level positions within each state department. Doing so will create a broad pool of job candidates, encouraging a lifelong learning and reduce overall costs for employers and employees alike. Again, this just makes sense. This is a pipeline bill, an easier pathway for those trying to enter in public service. We request an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion? Representative Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, sponsors. The reason I was no in committee is this is a great program, but they're already doing this in rules. It is already happening. I don't see the need of making laws just to make laws. When asked why this had to be moved from a rules or an already functioning item into a statute, into rules on the book here in Colorado, the answer was they were fearful of the changing administration that is coming in 2027. This means we're chasing an issue that has not yet happened. If it becomes an issue, I am more than happy to come back and make sure we're protecting the aspects for our younger children, our young adults, our older adults to have these pathways. But right now this is working and there is no issue. I love the concept, but I just don't see why we need to make rules on things that are already working. I urge a no vote.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1136? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of House Bill 1136. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. House Bill 1136 is adopted. Majority Leader Durant.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move the committee rise and report.
You have heard the motion. Seeing no objection, the committee will rise and report.
The House will come back to order. Mr. Schiebel, please read the report of the Committee of the Whole.
Madam Speaker, your Committee of the Whole begs leave to report as under consideration the following attached bills, being the second reading thereof and making the following recommendations thereon. House Bills 1034 is amended, 1070, 1071 is amended, and 1136 is amended, passed on second reading, ordered, engrossed, and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage.
Representative English. Members, you've heard the motion. There are no amendments at the desk. The motion before us is the adoption of the report of the Committee of the Whole. Mr. Schiebel, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Velasco, how do you vote?
Yes.
Representative Velasco votes yes. Members, we are voting. I will ask you to stop your conversations. Please take your seats. Representative Valdez is excused. Representative Leader, thank you. Please close the machine. With 41 aye, 20 no, and 4 excused, the report of the Committee of the Whole is adopted. Members, any additional announcements or introductions? Seeing none, Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to lay over the balance of the calendar until Friday, February 20th, 2026.
Seeing no objection, the balance of the calendar will be laid over until tomorrow, February 20th. Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move the House stand in recess until later today.
The House will stand in recess until later today.